Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of the Calham64 LP retrospective and stuff. It sounds like I'm hosting my own show really, I suppose I am in that sense. And today we're going to be looking at the second game that came on this channel, which was, well, the second LP for Calham64, which was Metroid Fusion. How this one basically originated is what happened is I remember, where basically in the last one where I was explaining about The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap being the first and stuff. I remember back then when I used to talk to my friends on my 3DS, through like the chat system going on where you had like a limited number of characters and trying to actually physically make an actual conversation going on with that limited amount of characters was a pain in the ass. I remember that. But I remember when my friends like saw, the LP of Minish Cap and stuff, I remember one of them basically told me, are you gonna do like Metroid Fusion? Because I know that you're good at Metroid Fusion and stuff, and they were like quite curious to see an LP out of it. And that's basically what happened. I remember just after launching, Minish Cap, I believe it was in like episode 4 or 5, to be honest, I really can't remember guys, as this is literally yonks ago, we're talking 5 years ago, remember? I remember just being like, well, you know what? Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm gonna do Metroid Fusion as well. So yes, this is another bad idea that I did, okay? The very first time I started my channel, guys, I had 2 LPs going on at the same time, I had The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap to 100%, which was ambitious enough. But then after that I had Metroid Fusion, which in the end was 100% actually. Originally I did plan for this just to be like an any percent run kind of thing going on for it, but then I thought, you know what, I might as well just 100% it and that just for the lols. I don't know really, I was stupid back in the day and stuff, but still, But that's basically how this one originated, and that is it was mainly just from a friend request, I suppose you could say. Really, I believe it was Luke, of all people, and that told me to basically, he was curious or so to see how I would do with Metroid Fusion. And fun fact actually, back in like the previous episode when I was explaining about Minish Cap and stuff, I said that one was unfinished. Luckily Metroid Fusion did actually finish, so even though I did record it with a camera and stuff, by the time I realized that, it was recorded with a camera and it looked terrible on that, I was pretty much virtually at the end of Metroid Fusion, so I thought, well, I might as well finish it anyway. The reason why I stopped it with Minish Cap is because I was nowhere like halfway through the game and that, and I just thought it's not really worth going on, whereas Metroid Fusion only had a couple more episodes later, and then that was it, the whole game was done to 100% really. And one thing I always remember to this day, this really brings me back and stuff, when recording this in my bedroom and stuff, with the really crappy iPod Nano against like the 3DS and stuff, filming it with an actual camera. I explained more about this in the first episode of this series and stuff. I remember, at the very, I think it was like episode 19 or so, as far as I remember anyway. That was the episode where I basically collected the rest of the items and I sped it all up and stuff. I remember like being really, really excited for that, because one thing I always honestly found really wicked when I watched LPs, particularly, ones like Chugga Conroy and stuff before I actually started my channel and things, I always liked it how when they did segments also, where they would speed up the game footage and provide music over the top. For some reason, I always thought it was so clever and so cool, so to actually do that myself, I was freaking excited as hell, man. I loved it. So, of course, when it came to episode 19, of Metroid Fusion and me getting all the items, that's what I did. I literally just made the whole entire episode sped up with music. It was so fun to edit and stuff. However, I remember, though, when trying to speed it up and stuff, because back then also, the laptop I used, I believe, was Windows Vista. Good God. Jesus, I feel so old now. Right, yeah, when I was doing like it on Windows Vista and things, I remember just using the speed up function, which sometimes caused it to crash. So when I sped it up, I kind of just had to leave it how it was, because if I clicked play, it would just not play, and then the whole software would crash, which leads me on to another thing to explain about, by the way. Nowadays, what I tend to do when editing and stuff is I use Adobe Premiere Pro. And that, just for more advanced editing going on. However, at the very beginning of my channel and that, and pretty much up until, when was it? Yeah, it was up until literally 2016 or so. Yeah, I was using it for quite a couple of years. I was using Camtasia Studio 8, honestly, like, it's not the most amazing editing software in the world, but for what I wanted for the time, you know, for making an LP project and stuff, it was honestly, like, quite convenient, because, I mean, all it literally was just, you know, film the footage, put it in, and provide, like, commentary over the top, and then just, export it, render, upload it, yada yada yada. You know, none of this whole, like, outro segments and stuff going on, or anything like that. So, you know, it was just for convenience, really. Camtasia Studio 8 kept me going for a couple of years and stuff, and it was honestly quite a good way to start. In fact, even the very first episode of The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, which I explained about, you know, last time and stuff, that was edited with Camtasia Studio as well. In fact, for some reason, I rendered that out in 480p. And yet, ever since after the first episode of Minish Cap and things, every video after that was in HD. Why? I rendered all of the videos of me filming my 3DS and that in HD, I have no clue. In fact, if you're curious, guys, and that, when you go and see, like, this series and that, you know, by going down into the, like, the description to find the original playlists and stuff, or, like, at the end with the end screens and things, I might have to do this occasionally, you can literally just go to the original videos and that, and I dare you, alright, I absolutely dare you, to literally flick between the difference in qualities and stuff, where, you know, where it says HD at the very beginning, if you convert it down to 480p on YouTube and that, there's, like, no difference at all, not even, like, 360p, I swear. So why I rendered out every single video of these in HD, even though they weren't HD in the first place, I don't even know. And yeah, they weren't even HD, my camera that I was using wasn't even a HD camera, so why did I render it out in HD and stuff? I honestly don't know. It's really funny, though, to look back on this and just see, you know, how silly I was back then, because, I mean, I remember when I first started on that, I thought I knew exactly what the hell I was doing. I was like, yeah, I'm in it for, like, this LP business and stuff going on, you know, but nowadays, looking back at it 5 years later, Calham64 from 2012, if you're watching this, you suck! That's basically my response to all of this going on, you know? However, again, I have my issues with this LP in particular. The fact that my voice, it was 2012, you know, I didn't quite break my voice at that time, and I can't stand how it sounds and stuff.
You basically go this way, and you make your way up, and I want to go in this way, because, well, that's the way we were supposed to go. There's another stabilizer in here, and we need to restore that one as well, and I don't really have much to talk about at the moment, to be honest. Anyway, if you walk in the middle, suddenly it emerges! And I've probably blown up your ears right here. I'm going to turn this down. There we go, that's it. That actually made me jump, to be honest.
Yeah, just the fact that it was recorded with a camera and things. The only redeeming factor, I suppose, is the fact that this LP was the very first one that was finished, because Minish Cap was unfinished, and if you're curious about that, go to episode 1. I'm going to have to link you back to the episodes and stuff, aren't I? Well, so what I'm going to be doing, by the way, I'm talking, like, outside of the retrospective at the minute, and more to the present time of, like, the game footage going on. What I'm only going to be doing is, you'll notice, like, in the actual LPs, I read the dialogue really slowly and stuff, but this, I'm literally going to treat all, like, these game footages that you're going to see throughout this LP retrospective as, like, some kind of speed run, just so that, you know, you have content going on. So if you're bored by my actual commentary and stuff, you're at least amused by the fast gameplay that's happening and stuff, you know, kind of similar to, into, like, the sense of, Sonic Heroes and stuff. Since I'm doing post-commentary over the top of this, I don't really see the point of me playing the game at the same time and talking about this, because, I don't know, I just find it a lot easier to get things out of my head also when doing this through post-commentary, because then I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not literally focusing on anything about the game at all, you know, that, and I just think it's better, really, because then I can just relax and speed run the game, really. But still, yeah. So, for, like, the LP of, like, Metroid Fusion and stuff, I do remember, though, one thing, and I always cringe about this anytime I look back on this, my friends always freaking humiliate me and embarrass me over this crap, okay, is my really annoying catchphrase that I had. Okay, so, like, here's the thing. When I watched LPs, like, in 2012 and that, I was always amused, you know, by catchphrases that they had. You know, like Sugar Conroy, which was, hey everybody, it's Sugar Conroy, and stuff, you know, at the very beginning, or Josh Jepson, my name's Josh Jepson, but you knew that already and stuff, so I thought, you know what, it's a bit clever, I'm gonna make my own catchphrase in that, and what was it? Okay, here it is in quotes, ready? What's happening, people? This is Calham64 here, and welcome back to another episode of Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance.
What's happening, people? This is Calham64 here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Metroid Fusion for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Last time, we entered Sector 5, Arc, unlocked yellow security doors, and got to this spot by escaping the sacks, I think it was. This episode we will be progressing further by acquiring new data and going into another sector. So, let's get on with it.
Doesn't that sound great? One, it's long. Two, it took so friggin' forever, for me to literally talk about what actually happened in the episode. The viewer was bored by the time, I swear. Like, literally 1 minute into the video was me literally just standing there talking about what we're going to be doing. And then getting into it, But that's something my friends always take the piss about to this day and stuff, They always diss me for, like, that bloody catchphrase going on. And honestly, I don't blame them. It is rather Even I can admit it to this day and that. And then after that, after Metroid Fusion ended, I then asked, like, people, or at least my friends and stuff. People, what am I talking about? Yeah, I asked my friends, basically saying to them, what was it? What do you think of my catchphrase and stuff? Should I keep it as, like, for all my LPs? And their response was, no, don't do it, whatever you do at all costs. So I thought, okay. Because, I just mainly wanted feedback at that time, so of course after that, when I did so at NES, it was different also. And much like Minish Cap and stuff, honestly, these two LPs kind of share things in common, really. This too was also done later on in that. In fact, I think it was done literally 2 years later, because this was like a 2014 project, which I did on the emulator in the end, because I wasn't happy, for it being recorded on a camera. And now I look back at it now, and I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I still don't think even the 2014 one is that great, but at least it's better than being recorded on a 3DS, with a camera and stuff. I don't know, I always find that a really stupid idea and stuff they did, but still. Anyway, yeah. This has been pretty much, though, the end of this retrospective for the first part of Metroid Fusion, because like I literally just explained just now, I did this again. So I'm going to be talking about this one again much later down the line, where it's recorded on an emulator and stuff. I might as well just literally continue, like, the footage going on from exactly where I am now, though, just for continuity and stuff going on, But anyway, yeah. Enough of that. Yeah, this has been the second episode of the Calham64 retrospective LP thingamajig. I have jumbled of words and stuff. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and now we're going to be moving on to the emulator side. Yes! Literally, the next LP after this, guys, was when I actually recorded things through emulation from now on, because I discovered emulators, and I was like, oh my god, look at the quality with the screen recorder and everything. And then from that day forth, the quality actually beefed itself up quite a bit, compared to being recorded with a camera and stuff. So join me next time, where I'm going to be talking about my third LP project, which happened on my channel, which is The Legend of Zelda for the NES. And I honestly have mixed feelings with this one. See you then! To see the next episode of this retrospective series, go to here. To see the full playlist of this series going on, go to here. To see the original LP of the one I have critiqued, go to here. Or even consider subscribing to the channel by going to here instead. Thank you for watching.